What's up, everybody? History of Scotland here. First video on the new channel, and we are here. Our first video is going to be all about Scotland and how it was created. So let's just read through this. Scotland is a country with a fascinating history. I can't speak. We're passionate about telling the story of Scotland and its people. This handy timeline offers a bird's eye view of Scottish history, from the first people to the age of enlightenment. I think. 2 seconds. Yes, it is enlightenment, and includes famous figures like Robert the Bruce and Mary Queen of Scots. So, that's more or less just telling you about. We have an interesting history and some famous people. So now we're going to read Scotland's beginnings. That's a lot more reading than I thought it was. Scotland's beginnings. People first occupied Scotland in the Paleolithic era. No clue if that's right or wrong. Small groups of hunter-gatherers lived off the land, hunting wild animals and foraging for plants. Natural disasters were a serious threat around 6200 BC. A 25-metre high tsunami devastated coastal communities and the Northern Isles in eastern Scotland. 4000 BC. People first started cultivating and claiming ownership of the land in Scotland in the Neolithic period. They built permanent shelters and made pottery and stone axes, and created tombs to house the remains of their ancestors. So they're basically just saying when people first occupied Scotland and what they were doing when they first occupied Scotland. 2500 BC. The arrival of metalworking signalled the arrival of the Bronze Age and a period of technological change. Burial structures like the one uncovered at St. Kilda, I think that's how you say it, and ornaments made from exotic materials such as gold, amber, or jet, so that people were displaying their wealth and status, and that social heritage. Not even going to try and say that. We're starting to form. At Rodick Castle, you can learn about this early period of history in a reconstructed roundhouse. 700 BC. The Iron Age saw people making better tools and weapons. Communities also built defensive forts of timber, earth, and stone to keep enemies at bay. We found evidence of human activity dating back to the Iron Age in the caves beneath Culzean Castle. I think that's right. So, here's a picture of Iona Abbey on the Isle of Iona. So I believe is a church, possibly? Maybe a house, actually. It's one of the two. And why won't it let me zoom out? There it is. But yeah, so that's basically just saying, like, what people were, like, doing and, like, how they built their houses back, like, before Christ and stuff. Jeez, oh, I've been reading for 5 minutes and I'm already exhausted. Early Scottish history. AD 79. Wouldn't it be all the way down? I'm not going to go that far down. Never mind that. Why has it got my name in it? Give me a couple minutes to figure out where I was, because I'm now lost. So everyone, we're back where we were now. So AD 79. We're always uncovering and learning from historical written documents. Scotland's recorded history began with the arrival of Romans Emperor Claudius invaded Britain in AD 43 and soon ventured north despite the Romans' best efforts to fortify the border with Hadrian's Wall in AD 122 or 122. And central Scotland with the Antwerp Wall 20 years later. They were fought back by the Caledonians and the Picts, and eventually retreated from Britain altogether by AD 410. AD 300. The early historic period refers to the era when Scotland's history first started to be recorded in writing. There are records written mostly by monks that tell us that Christianity reached the west of Scotland in AD 560 when Columbia arrived in Iona. AD 800. Around this time, the Vikings arrived to trade and settle around Scotland, both on the west coast and on the north coast, at places like Fair Isle. Where did the Scottish people come from? Early historic Scotland. Is that right? Yeah, early historic Scotland was a melting pot of different groups. The Britons, the Picts, the Angles, the Gaels, or Scots, and the Norse. And you can see this mixture reflected in place names around the country. From Ben MacDoy Gaelic to Stornoway, Norse via Aberdeen, and Pictish I really hope I didn't say that wrong, but I think I did. 1040. The medieval period saw the gradual expansion from the Scottish kingdom as kings and queens came and went at a steady pace. The best known early Scottish king, Macbeth, was killed in a battle in 1057, and the kingdom of Alba became a feudal society by the 12th century. The reigns of Wallace, I can't speak. Let me try that again. The reigns of William I, the Lion, Alexander II, and Alexander III saw farming, trade, and Christianity flourish. I think we'll end off here today. In our next video, we'll look at the Battle of Independence. So hope you all enjoyed this video, learn about the early Scottish history and Scotland's beginnings. So yeah, I will see you all in the next video for the Battle of Independence. Goodbye.